Hey guys, what's up? This is Leo, and today I have something very special for myself and for you, of course. And you know, I felt today like a little kid on a Christmas morning because I was waiting all day, and then later this afternoon the package showed up and the UPS guy brought it, and I have these two brand new blue phones that came in the package, and I'm super excited about one of them and pretty excited about the other. But let's take a look at the first one that I'm super excited about. So this is a Blue Pure XL, and if you watch my channel regularly, I've done a preview video about this phone about 2-3 weeks ago, and you know, the specs on this phone are great. But, you know, let's look at the phone itself, and I am sure the phone will be even better than what you anticipate. And it certainly beat my expectations. Now, we're gonna do an unboxing right now, but to save us time, and, you know, I don't want to go through the setup and waste your time watching while I set it up. I already did, you know, some basic settings on the phone, and we are going to see what's in the box, and I'll show you some basic functionality, and then later on I'm gonna do a full review within a week or two. Okay, so let's take a look. Comes in this really nice box. Take it apart. So let me zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Okay, so here are the specs. Let's talk about the specs real quick. It's a 6-inch phone. It's pretty heavy, it's pretty big, but you know, 6 inches is huge, and you have this very bright, clear display. You have 64 gigs of storage, which is also amazing. You have 4G LTE dual SIM capable phone, and I believe this is a maximum of 150 megabits per second. Or even more. So we're gonna do some tests on that. It has a fingerprint scanner, which is also great. It has a 24 megapixel camera and 8 megapixel selfie camera. Now, I'm not a fan of selfie cameras, but you know, it's good to have a quality front-facing camera on your phone. So Octa core processor, 2 gigahertz each core, pretty fast. We're gonna do some processing performance tests, but that's all later. And this phone comes out of the box with Android 5.1 Lollipop, and I hope that Blue will upgrade it to Android 6.0, but you know, given their track record, I don't keep my fingers crossed. However, they are actually private labeling this phone from another company. It's actually a Chinese manufacturer. I forgot the name, but I'll include it in the description below. And hopefully that the original manufacturer of this phone will take care of software updates. Okay, so before we turn on the phone, let's see what's in the box. So here's the phone itself, but we're gonna come back to it in a little while. Let's look at what's in the box. And I think Blue has done an amazing job packaging this phone. So let's take a look. Number one, you get this cover case, which is awesome. Now I went ahead and actually ordered a case for this phone because I didn't realize it's gonna come with a case. But you know what? I'm not a big fan of cover cases because it's kind of difficult to hold it and use it when you have this little door. So my fingers are over here, and when you open them, the fingers kind of lose grip. So that's why I'm not a fan. But I know from my experience with Asus Zenfone 2, these quick settings on the screen behind the cover are super awesome and very convenient. So if you're a fan of this thing, it's great that they included it. You don't have to buy it. A new case like this costs like 20 bucks. And it has an NFC antenna, hopefully fast charging. I'm not sure, we're gonna test it, but don't keep your fingers crossed. Alright, so next you have some NFC stickers. I don't really know what they are, but we're gonna find out at some point. Now, with this phone, as I mentioned in my preview, you get a fast charging capability, and this charger, it's 5 volt, 9 volt, 2 amp. So basically what that means is in the first half hour you get a huge battery charge. Within like 30 minutes you get like 50% of the charge, and then it still charges pretty fast, but you know, you can get half a battery within 30 minutes or something along those lines. Don't keep me to that number. Okay, so fast charger, it's great. You get USB on the go cable. Never seen this packaged with a phone, but still nice of Bluetooth included, and some of you might find some use for it. I don't really have any use for it right now, but I might at some point. Okay, next, your micro USB charging cable. Every phone comes with that pretty much. So then you have these headphones, and I haven't tested them for quality of the sound, but you know what, they don't look very cheap. They look pretty good, especially this like metallic style that they have. I'm not sure, it's probably plastic, feels like plastic, but you know, they look pretty good. And we're gonna test the quality of the sound on it. Then you have your dual SIM manual in multiple languages. That's all great, we'll make sure to read it. You have your setup guide, and actually, you know, guys, this phone is pretty complicated, so if you don't understand how it works right away, if you do get it, you should read this. It will help you, or you'll waste a lot of time if you don't read it. And then BLU included a second case, so this is like a TPU case, soft. It's gonna get yellow after a while, but you know, it's nice protection for your phone right away, and you don't have this cover, so you can actually use it the regular way and make sure, and you won't damage your phone if it drops or something. So really nice of them to include this as well. And last, they have a plastic screen protector in the box, and I mean, it would be nice if they included tempered glass, but you know, still nice of them. And I'm gonna make a video how to apply this screen protector. Of course, it's not my favorite type. It's a dry applied. I like the wet applied screen protectors, but you know, it is what it is. It's included in the price, so nice of them to have it. Okay, so this phone, before we start playing around with it, it costs $350, which is a lot of money by itself. But if you think about it, HTC is talking about their new phone, HTC A9, and that phone will be available in US for like 2 weeks or even like 1 week for $400, and then it goes up to $500. That phone is maybe 5.5 inches, 5 inches. Doesn't have dual SIM, doesn't have 64 gigabyte of storage, and has same processor. Has a decent camera. I'm not sure if it's better or worse than this camera, but you know, it's weaker overall phone. It's smaller battery, and it costs $150 more. Now, okay, its direct competitor would be a OnePlus One 2 second version, which is a dual SIM. It's same $350, I believe, for a 64 gigabyte version. But my friends had the OnePlus One, and to be honest with you, that phone sucked. Especially like the reception on it. So we went camping, and I was getting all the internet I wanted, and they couldn't get any reception. And we were both on T-Mobile because their phone, the OnePlus One, did not have the wavelength or whatever, just couldn't pick up the signal while I was having LTE on the same network. We even tried switching SIM cards. So I don't like the OnePlus 2, and also it has the Snapdragon 810 processor, which is clocked down because it's overheating. I don't want to deal with all that crap. So I think this is a really nicely priced phone, and by the time you may decide to buy it, it will surely drop. Like all BLU phones drop in price after a short while, so I would say like in a month or two it should cost $300, and that keep going down slowly from there. But if you do want to buy it, I'll include a link in the description below. And that link is to Amazon. If you do decide to buy it, please use the link. You will support our channel, and it's not going to cost you any more, but you know, it's nice for us, a little support. Okay, so let's get into the phone itself. Now I didn't put the back cover on tightly because it's a pain in the ass to take it off, but the phone itself, you have a volume rocker on this side, a power button, and a dedicated camera button, which is awesome. So I've been looking for a phone that would have this function, and I know Sony's do, and older HTC phones did that, but I didn't want either of those because they didn't have dual SIM and didn't have some other things that I want in a phone. And basically, guys, I'll tell you, this is finally a phone that I will keep, and I'll finally get rid of my LG G3, which is awesome phone but doesn't have dual SIM. So I finally found a replacement for it that is dual SIM and will do everything I want. But don't take my word for it, watch the review. So let's take the back cover off. Once again, NFC antenna, 2 SIM cards, and I'll show you data works in both SIM cards. The switching of data takes about 20 seconds, and basically if you have T-Mobile and AT&T or some foreign network SIM card and you run out of data on one of them, or let's say you lose reception, you don't have to shut the phone down, switch SIM cards, none of that pain in the ass. Just go into settings, swap the data, and you're good to go, no rebooting, nothing. Okay, so this phone has a built-in battery. Unfortunately, you can't change it, but it is 3500 milliamp hours, pretty powerful, and you also have that fast charger. So even if you do drain it, it's not difficult to charge it fast. Okay, you can expand your storage. I mean, 64 gigabytes is a lot of storage, but you know, I personally just recently purchased a 128 gigabyte storage card, micro SD card, because I ran out of space on a 64 giga. Okay, camera is a 24 megapixel. Now, I don't know who the hell would take 24 megapixel shots on a phone. I know I won't do that because then I would have to resize the pictures. They would be so damn huge. But you know, it's nice to have. Maybe once in a while you do need a high-res picture, and you can do it with your phone. So dual flash, nice, every phone has it nowadays, so nothing spectacular there. You have your headphones adapter on the top in the center, and your micro USB charging port on the bottom. There's nothing on the right side, but this thing here is actually a fingerprint scanner. If you haven't read it in the beginning of this video, and you know, it took me a little while to figure out how to work it, and I'll make a separate video about it, but the way it works is amazing. So number one, you can go like this, and there's a code, but you place your finger here and the phone unlocks. Alright, so another thing you can do without pressing the power button, you can just press the finger and the phone unlocks. Once again, press the finger, unlocks. Awesome. And it's not that difficult to set up once you understand how to do it. And you know, this is just completely awesome. I'm tired of entering my password every time, or like doing the pattern. And this phone is huge. It's difficult to get. Like if you do a pattern that's complicated, or if you use a number that's like 1 or 4 or 7, it's on the right, on the left side of the phone. It's hard to reach. It's a big phone. So you place your finger, you unlock it. Great. And actually, it's a touch sensitive, not pressure sensitive sensor. Okay, so like I said, this phone has a dual SIM, and you can see it right there. I have 2 SIMs already inserted in it, and I'll show you how to change data source. So you go into settings, you go into dual SIM mode, and you change cellular data. Boom. Takes a few seconds, and the data source changes. Now, there's a few things that I already don't like about this phone. I hopefully will find a solution for them, and those things are purely software. And no, actually not all of them. One of them is actually a hardware thing. So let's zoom in, and as you can see, the data is now in SIM number 1. So like I said, very convenient. Okay, so what I don't like about it, you have capacitive touch buttons on the bottom, but I haven't found a way to use a backlight on those buttons. Maybe it doesn't even exist. It's very hard to see them. There they are. But the good thing is that BLU did place the back button on the right side, because most people are right-handed, and if you watched my Zenfone 2 review, on that phone, back button is on the left side, and you know, back button is the one that most people use all the time. It's the most used button on the hardware side, except for maybe power, and it was very inconvenient. Here it's on the right side, so very nice. Okay, so let's take a look at camera. So our phone is locked. Let's press a camera button. Just press and hold it, and it should well, it did turn on before, but I don't know what it is now. So okay, so I was able to turn on the camera without unlocking the phone first. I couldn't do it right now for some reason, so I don't know what it is. But so far, the software is pretty responsive on this camera. Now, if you watched my BLU Studio 6 LTE review, that camera software was horrible and the processor was pretty slow, so pretty unpleasant experience. But here, I like it already. No glitches, no boom. Okay, so let's look at the picture. Let's dim the screen. Alright, so pretty good shot. Nothing amazing, but we're gonna do a camera test separate. Okay, software things that I don't like about this phone. Number one, if you go to the top, only notifications here. You don't get quick settings for some reason, and this thing, I don't even know what it does. Notice message management. Pretty confusing. I'm used to quick settings in a notification bar. So your quick settings are on the bottom. But so far I haven't found a way to adjust them. And I don't want some of these settings at all. I never use them. For example, I never use sound. I never use vibrate. I never have rotate screen on the quick settings, and I haven't figured out how to adjust it. I will look for it. So another thing, there is no app drawer. So this is iPhone style or my UI style, where all apps are on your desktop and you have to group them in folders. You can't basically hide them. And that's about it for software. There are other things, but there's a lot of settings on the software side. I haven't gotten to it yet, and you know, it will take me a while to figure it all out. So overall, very nice device. It's pretty heavy, but like I said, it's a 6-inch phone. Now it has a metal edge. This is solid aluminum. This is not plastic all around, so this makes it very rigid, pretty heavy, but you know, if you drop it, probably won't crack the screen. Now, about the screen, it's Quad HD. Not my favorite thing. I would prefer it to be HD, full HD screen, 1080p. But it is what it is. I'll make a separate video to show you why I don't like Quad HD. And you know, I have perfect vision, so I can actually see all those pixels, and I'm not a big fan of them. So, one last thing before I end this video. So, we're inside and our LTE speed will not be the greatest. I actually use T-Mobile LTE speed booster. You can watch my review of that device by clicking here, but let's do a speed test. Now, I've done a speed test outside, and here is the result: 71 megabit down, 25 up. Very respectable. Let's see how it does when we're indoors. And I use a speed booster because my signal is pretty horrible inside. Even Verizon doesn't work inside my apartment. So, you know, nothing spectacular, but do understand this is limited by weak signal blocked by the walls. Alright, so once again, this was Leo with dual SIM.us, and this is my unboxing and first impressions review of Blue Pure XL. And so far, guys, I think it's an amazing phone. I really like it. Finally, I found myself a replacement for LG G3, and it's dual SIM and has an awesome camera, has a huge battery, fast charger, fingerprint scanner, very convenient thing. I think I'll fall in love with it very fast. One thing it doesn't have that I'm used to, knock on screen, you know, I wish they did it, but you don't really need it when you can just place your finger on the back where it's very natural to place it, and you unlock the screen. Okay, so this was Leo with dual SIM.us, and I will make a full review of this phone soon. If you like this video, please click the like button. You tell me that I'm doing a good job and motivate me to make more great videos. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you do plan to buy it, once again, I'm gonna have a link to the Amazon listing for this phone in the description below. Once again, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it supports our channel. And thank you. I'll see you soon. Ciao.